Today on End of the Bench, we take a look at how Bruin basketball fared at the national tournament. Did they bring back any hardware? Plus, the Bruin men in baseball will go in depth with how they're doing so far into their season. And sliding into softball, we go in depth with their successes and their dominating season so far, along with our hottest segment of Getting to Know You. Stay tuned, End of the Bench starts right now. Welcome to End of the Bench. I'm Michael Waters, and with me today is Alex Romero. He's our co-host today. Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's my first semester here at Salt Lake Community College. I've played hockey my whole life, and I'm just anxious to learn more about Salt Lake Community College's sports.
Great. Well, it's good to have you here. Let's actually go ahead and jump into Slick Sports right now. The basketball teams have just finished their season, and what a season the men and women had. Let's first take a look at women's basketball and see how their run for the national championship went. They went into the tournament seeded number 3, which meant they had a first-round bye, and in the second round faced number 19 Vincennes University, who had just come off a first-round upset victory against number 14 Northeast. It was a little rough at first for the Bruins, but they were able to handle themselves pretty well in the second quarter, outscoring Vincennes by 13 in one of the quarters, and they maintained that lead throughout the rest of the game. Tyler Clark finished with 23 points on the night, which is absolutely incredible. She was the catalyst for the Bruins in maintaining their lead. The Bruins defeated the Trailblazers 66-51. Once the Trailblazers were defeated, the Lady Bruins faced number 6 Trinity Valley in the quarterfinal round. They got off to a great start in the first quarter, leading by as much as 7, but could not maintain the lead. Trinity Valley outscored the Bruins by 15 in the second quarter and never looked back. The Bruins were actually able to bring it to within 5 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but they could not overcome the deficit. They fell Trinity Valley 63-54. Congrats to the women on all their accomplishments this year. Congrats to Coach Betsy Specketer on an amazing season, and especially to Tyler Clark. She was named to the all-tournament team. Let's now take a look at how the Lady Bruins finished off on their season. What do you see here, Alex?
The Lady Bruins did really well over the course of the season. They really put up a lot of points each game. Their field goal percentage was significantly higher than their opponents. Assists per game, 3-point percentage, they were absolutely incredible.
I think one thing as well, if you take a look at the turnover ratio to block ratio, that could actually turn into a lot of points on the other side. So they are a very defensive team. They have a lot of defense leading to offense, and they finished the season 31-3 overall and 10-0 at home. So how important is it to get those wins at home, running 10-0?
Well, home court advantage is really important to the success of a team. If you can't win at home, then it doesn't give you that confidence of going onto the road and maybe stealing a win on the road as well. And
the only other 2 losses that came other than Trinity Valley were against College of Southern Idaho, the rivals in our conference. We went up there for 2 games. During the regular season, we lost 1. Very disappointing third quarter. Same thing happened in the postseason in the region tournament, and we lost to them by something like 8 points, and we couldn't just overcome that deficit. Another strong third quarter for CSI, and we just couldn't come back. But, still, those losses on the season, that doesn't necessarily mean they had a bad season. They had a great season.
They did have a great season, and it's going up to a place like Southern Idaho. It's really tough to win up there as well, just like here.
It is, especially with their crowd. They get really loud, they get really rowdy, and especially when we play here, the fans from CSI, they actually get especially loud. They bring a lot of people down here for some of our own games, and sometimes they might even outnumber us in the number of fans, which can be a little embarrassing sometimes, but we still usually tend to come out with a win. Let's now transition into men's basketball. Prior to the men leaving for the national tournament, Coach Todd Phillips actually said that they had hoped that they would bring some hardware back to the school, let's see how that went for the men's basketball team. The men received a 13 seed going into the tournament, which meant they would have to win all 5 of their matchups to win the championship. Their first game came against Northeast Mississippi, and this game was all Bruins. 4 Bruins scored in double figures, and 3 Bruins had 3 steals in this game. Very effective from both sides of the court. The men defeated number 20 Northeast Mississippi 77-64 and went on to play number 4 Odessa College the very next day. And the game against Odessa College, it was a hard-fought battle between both teams. Odessa had 5 of their guys score in double digits compared to the Bruins' 4, but Tad Dufelmeyer, he actually scored 23 points and had 8 rebounds and 6 assists to help push the Bruins past the Wranglers for a 92-86 victory. The Bruins then had one day without a game to prepare for number 12 Southwest Tennessee, who eked out a win against number 3 North Idaho College, whose only other loss on the season was against SLCC in the region championship. The Bruins had another hot game, shooting 55% overall and 58% from three-point range. Connor Toulson and Tyler Ross, and they went a combined 7 of 11 from 3 and helped to fuel the Bruins to a 105-76 win. A day later, they faced Gillette College, and this game was an absolute massacre. After the first half, the Bruins had more than doubled their opponent's score, going 45-20 into the second half. The Bruins held on for an 83-47 victory over Gillette College in the semifinals and found themselves in the NJCAA finals against favored and home favorite number 7 Hutchinson. The Bruins outscored the Blue Dragons 42-27 in the first half of play, and it looked as though the Bruins were going to coast on by with their second title in 7 years. But with about 2 minutes left to play, the Blue Dragons cut the lead to 4, and the Bruins had to act fast thanks to some clutch free throws by Tad Dufelmeyer and a crowd-silencing jumper made by Tyler Rawson. The Bruins went on to defeat the Blue Dragons 74-64 for the title of national champions. Connor Toulson had 28 points on the night, and Tyler Rawson scored with a double-double with 11 rebounds and 16 points. Connor Toulson was named NJCAA MVP. Tad Dufelmeyer was named Sportsmanship Player of the Year, as well as being named to the All-Tournament with Tyler Rawson, and Coach Todd Phillips was named Coach of the Tournament. So that is just absolutely wonderful play from the men. They played really well. Let's take a look at how the men's team did in the postseason compared to how they did in the regular season.
I see a lot of good things here. I see three-point percentage went up by 8%. They really buckled down on defense, limiting opponents' points per game to 67 instead of almost 70. Also, field goal percentage from their opponents went down as well.
Let's now go ahead and transition into baseball. Baseball is in full swing now. 27 games into the season, we spoke with head coach D.G. Nelson and some of his players on how the season is going, their expectations, and some of the players' take on the coaches.
The biggest expectation that we hold to is just getting better every day. The more we focus on getting better and taking quality at-bats and playing pitch by pitch, we'll be where we want to in the end. They all work hard. The biggest thing about this group is it's a fun group to be around. They work hard. There's a lot of guys taking ownership in the group. It's their team, and they're an extremely clutch group that we play our best at the end of every game. Proud to be associated with these young men. It's always a good atmosphere here. It's a beautiful venue, very highly talented group. Guys that you're going to be able to follow their names and their careers for many years to come. And then immediately, you're going to see an energetic group that runs the bases hard, plays the game, and executes really well. And like I said, they know how to put up runs and play the game right, and it's a fun atmosphere to participate in.
As well as a lot of the teammates, we expect a lot out of our players, out of our coaching staff. We expect a lot out of the team in general. We went a long ways last year. We are hoping and expecting to go even further this year. So hard work, dedication, it'll pay off as we go out throughout the season.
I expect us to play really well, win conference, try and make it to Grand Junction. I think we have a really good team, really solid, good hitting, good defense, a good pitching staff. I think we have all the tools we need to go a long way.
We expect to win a lot of games. You know, we put the hard work in, and we set our expectations high, so we expect to do very well this year. They work really well with us. You know, they're very knowledgeable. They're fun guys to be around, and it's just a really competitive and nice learning atmosphere. It's really fun out here. I love those guys.
We got an excellent coaching staff. Everyone knows what to do, keep us in line, and they just really knowledgeable about the game. So I love my coaching staff. They're really good.
Salt Lake Community College is sweet. It gets kind of cold sometimes, but I like the people here. I like the coaches. My teammates are sweet.
One weekend, everything was normal, and then elbow popped, so I'm out on an injury right now. But from this year and last year, the medical staff and the coaching staff is unbelievable. Last year, we had a lot of knowledge on medical, and then coming into this year is even more knowledge on this medical field. And I absolutely love it because of the rehab and the therapy I've been going through is a whole lot different than last year's therapy.
They love you, they treat you like a son, and they'll do nothing to harm you. Just listen to them and they won't make you go the wrong way.
Let's now go ahead and take a look at how Bruin baseball is doing so far in the season compared to their opponents. What do you notice here?
You know, the numbers really don't do their record justice. They are playing so much better than their record shows. You know, 14-13. Their batting average is above 300, which is great as a team. Runs per game, they're scoring 7 a game, 9 hits per game, 6 RBIs a game, and the ERA of 5.62. Their opponents 7.5. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. That doesn't really reflect on what their record actually is. They are a lot better than what their record actually says, and hopefully, you know, further on in the season, they will be able to, you know, meet their expectations, be able to, you know, win the conference, and then go on to Grand Junction to play in the postseason. We also had an opportunity to have some fun with the baseball players. It's a news segment called Sell Me On It, where we ask the players to sell us on coming to their games.
Well, if you guys want to see amazing baseball, come out to Salt Lake Bruins.
It's a competitive atmosphere. You come, you'll feel just as involved as the players are. So come out, support, and be ready for a great game.
It's a competitive atmosphere. Guys run hard. We have fun. We have smiles on our faces. And on a beautiful day like this, where else would you want to be?
We're a fun team. We're fun to be with, hanging out and stuff. We approach the fans and stuff after games and in between games. So it's a decent atmosphere. It's fun to be out here, and people are nice. It's fun to get more than 10 people.
We're a really exciting team, score a lot of runs. Everybody likes to see the hitting. Nobody really wants to see a pitcher's duel. We got a lot of bats that can swing it. Pretty exciting group of guys.
We're all tired of the snow. We're all tired of being in and cold. Come out, nice weather, and watch some good baseball, right?
Great group of guys. Good luck to them on the rest of their season. Let's go ahead and take a look at where they stand in their conference right now.
They're 5-7 in the conference, you know, only behind the 2 Nevada teams. And let's note here that Salt Lake Community College is 8-1 at home in their overall record. So they're just absolutely dominating at home.
Well, those Nevada teams are really good, and it seems as though the last 4 teams, the 3 through 6 teams, including us at number 3, we seem to be pretty evenly paced right now, and they actually have some pretty big games coming up next. Let's take a look at their upcoming schedule. They will first play at CSI April 1st and 2nd, and then April 8th and 9th at USU Eastern. So those are a few teams that are, you know, they're pretty close to us, but they should be winnable games.
Absolutely. And when Salt Lake Community College has 23 triples on the season already, they just have to keep that up and they'll get those bounces going their way.
Let's go ahead. We'll take a look now at the location of where the Bruins baseball team plays. I don't think a lot of people know where they play. They play at the Jordan campus. Kate Field is the name of the field at 90th South and Bangerter Highway, so it's compared to where it is here, it's pretty out there, but still the games are fun, the guys are fun, the atmosphere is great. For adults, it's $5. For the youth, ages 5 to 11, it'll be $1. And for youth 4 years and younger, it's free. And students with your one card, it's free. And there's chances to win some SLCC swag, as they call it. There are some t-shirts that they give out. They give out sunglasses. They'll have just like this little trivia, like which player on the team is a black belt or something like that. And they give you they should give you a little pamphlet. It kind of has just like fun little blurbs about the players on the team. So they give you the answers, and if you give them the correct answer, you get some free stuff. So let's go out, let's go show them some support and see if we can't help them out on their way to Grand Junction. Let's go ahead, let's slide into softball now. Bruins softball is so far just dominating the season. Let's go ahead and take a look at their stats compared to their opponents. What do you see here?
Like you said, Mike, they're just dominating. Batting average is nearly, maybe even double of what their opponents are. A 389 batting average to a 191. Runs per game 8-2. Hits per game 10-4. RBIs 8-2. ERA under 3, which is absolutely amazing.
It is, and their ERA, compared to our opponent's ERA is 10 plus. So our pitching staff is really great. And then TB, that stands for touched bases for those of you who didn't know. So we are able to get a ton of people on base, and not just on base, but we're also to bat them in. And then stolen bases, oh my gosh. I mean, opponents tried 16 times so far into the season to steal base. They've been successful 7 times. Our girls have tried 55 times to steal a base, and 48 times they've been successful. So that is absolutely outrageous. That's what, like 90%?
That's got to be 90%. And when you can steal bases at that rate, then, you know, that aggressive play is going to get you somewhere.
And then the women are also currently ranked number 3 in the nation. Good luck to them on the rest of their season. We also had an opportunity to speak with Coach Cindy Bennett and a few of her players to ask them on what their expectations are and also what the team chemistry is like.
In the last month or so, we've done some really good things. So I think we can expect little successes as the year goes on, and hopefully it ends up in some big successes at the end. And we run a lot, we lift a lot, we condition, we work them very hard so that they feel like they deserve to be successful this year.
You know, we're gonna fight hard this year, and we're going to push ourselves to our limits, and we're not going to take anyone lightly at all in our conference, and we're just going to do our best and go with whatever comes.
My expectations are to lead the team, be one of the leaders by example, by playing the best for my team, by getting on base, by playing good on defense. I want to give my team the best chance to win.
We all are full of energy and we hit the ball, hit the crap out of it. Our defense is awesome, so I feel like our energy and our defense and our hitting is going to take us really far.
We have a great team chemistry. That's something that we really work on.
Our chemistry is awesome. We are like a family. We're so close, kind of fought like sisters a little bit, but in the sense that we're like sisters, we love each other and we would do anything for each other.
Our team chemistry is awesome this year. I mean, we're a big group of girls and we act like sisters, fight like sisters, but that being said, I feel like we do pretty good. We all love each other.
We have great chemistry. Like, all the girls get along. Like, we all tease each other like sisters. We'll fight like sisters, but we're still like, we all love each other so much. It's a great chemistry on the team. I love all the girls. Family!
Love how they said they fight like sisters and they love each other like sisters. How important is that family factor in any sport?
That family factor is absolutely important to the chemistry of a team. You know, it's the fact that you would do anything for your teammates, no matter what it was. And when you have a feeling like that and a chemistry like this team does, then, you know, they're going to be hard to stop in the future.
Yeah, they are definitely hard to stop right now. They are doing really well so far into their season, and I definitely agree with you. When you have that kind of a family aspect, then it's going to reflect on how you play in your games. Mm-hmm. And it is definitely reflected on these young women, and they have played astounding so far. Since the beginning of the season, the Bruins have had actually 3 players named to Player of the Week in the conference. Tina Ford, she had the first honor. She had 10 runs, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, and 7 stolen bases in the College of Southern Nevada tournament. That's pretty good. And then also Kylie Everell, she was named Pitcher of the Week. She pitched 11 total innings at the Temple tournament. She had 8 hits on 3 runs and 9 strikeouts. And it doesn't say on this graphic that she actually had a 1.13 ERA pitching in this tournament, which is absolutely amazing. And then Ray Gall, she had a monstrous weekend at Snow College at the beginning of March. She was actually named Junior College Athlete of the Week.
Dominance, complete dominance with the .706 batting average, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, a walk, 11 runs accounted for and 14 RBIs. That's no other way to say it than dominance.
Yeah, and that's just in 4 games. I mean, how can you possibly play any better than that? I think that's the most impressive I've ever seen someone actually play. So congrats to Ray Gall and congrats to the softball team just in general. They are playing really well so far. Let's now get to one of our more popular segments called Getting to Know You with Brittany Colindres.
Getting to know you.
Who's the biggest practical joker on the team?
Krabby. Oh my gosh, Krabby's always leading the cake fights and all the other silly dumb things that we do. Definitely.
I would say Krabby too. She's very mischievous, and just like Lauren said, it's Krabby.
All right, what do you think?
Definitely me. Yep, I'm the ringleader of that group, so.
Absolutely Krabby. She likes to jump out at people and try and scare them.
Agreed, Krabby. She's definitely the ringleader.
Okay, and who takes the most selfies on the team?
Carly.
No, Tina.
Carly and Tina. They're always together taking selfies all the time.
Carly and I take a lot of selfies together, but it's always on Carly's phone, so Carly takes the selfies.
Yep, it's Queen Carl. You can always find selfies on her Snapchat.
Okay, I say it's Tina because I take selfies, but Tina actually posts them on social media, so that's why she's the selfie queen.
Who has the best celebration, dance moves, the best walk up?
You said dance moves, so that makes me think of Krabby because she has this signature dance move she always does that gets us all pumped up.
All right, Krabby, what do you think?
No comment.
Do you need to show us this dance?
Maybe later.
Definitely Krabby. The Krabby is the best dance move ever invented, so the Krabby.
I'd definitely go with Krabby's.
Who would win an arm wrestling competition?
Lauren Kirshner. She has guns.
Yeah, Kirshner. Definitely Kirshner.
I'd like to say me, but I'm thinking Lauren Kirshner now.
They are a great softball family. Good luck to the ladies on the rest of their season. Let's go ahead and take a look now at where they stand in their conference for softball. And wow, what can you say?
Dominance once again. 12-0 in the conference. Next closest is Southern Idaho at 10-2, and like Mike said before, currently ranked number 3 in the nation, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, let's also go ahead. Let's take a look at some of their games coming up. They will actually face College of Southern Idaho, and College of Southern Idaho is actually ranked 5th in the nation right now. So if you want to see a really good game, you should go to these games. So April 1st and 2nd versus College of Southern Idaho, then April 8th and 9th versus Snow. Maybe you'd be able to get to see Ray Gall crank another 4 home runs in those 4 games and get a ton more RBIs in those games. All these games are double headers at home. So let's go ahead, let's actually take a look at where these games are played. They're actually played at the Redwood campus at a place called the Norma Carr Field at 4600 South Woodward Road, and it's kind of a big campus, so it's on the northwest corner just in case any of you were needing extra direction. Prices are the same as baseball. Adults are $5, youth 5 to 11, it'll be $1. Youth who are 4 and younger get in for free, and students with a 1 card, they also get in for free. But with the 1 card, you need to take your 1 card to get in for free, and more chances to win SLCC swag. And the atmosphere for the Bruins softball team is absolutely amazing.
They're always loud like that, and they always know exactly how to treat each other after a strikeout, after a ground out, a fly out, anything, and they know how to celebrate too. Oh boy, do they know how to celebrate.
Yeah, these girls really play hard. I would strongly suggest going out to see these young women play. They will not disappoint. They turn it into a big deal. They make it a big show, and it's real fun. Big announcement coming from the athletic department a couple weeks ago. SLCC will now have a women's and men's soccer team. So what's your take on having a soccer team here at SLCC?
It's a great expansion of sports here at Salt Lake Community College. It's going to bring more, it's going to bring more championships. It's going to bring more fans to go to more sporting events and get more involved with the college.
Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of talent, I think, here in the Salt Lake Valley, and maybe we could get some more recruits outside of the state to come in and play soccer here. But I definitely think with the talent that we have here in the Salt Lake Valley, it's a really good place to start. Here's all that we know so far coming in from Kevin Dustin, the athletic director here at Salt Lake Community College. There will be men's and women's soccer teams. No coaches announced yet or players, so what they're going to do is they'll name a coach first, and then they will have open tryouts for players, and small scholarships will be offered. Teams to play in the SWAC conference, so College of Southern Idaho, Colorado Northwestern, once they get soccer teams, will be playing just our normal conference teams. The funds will come from the student fees, and admissions to the games will be free the first year, and currently the games are planned to be played on the west side of the Lifetime Activity Center at the Redwood campus. It's the big one. It's on the farthest west side of the campus. To see the schedule and results for all sports here at SLCC, be sure to visit slccbruins.com/calendar. And that's it for this episode of End of the Bench. You can find this and other episodes of End of the Bench on vimeo.com/SLCCvoices. You can also find us on Facebook at SLCC Student Media Center and on Twitter and Instagram at SLCCSMC. Thanks for watching, and from Alex and I, we'll see you next time here on End of the Bench.